The worst jobs reports that we have seen for the U.S. economy in a very, very, very long time.
I got fired this morning from a company I have been working at for the last 8 years.
Microsoft cut 15,000 jobs, and Business Insider is cutting 21%, all to adopt AI into their company.
It only took me 874 applications to find a new job across 9 months. The job market's fantastic.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Hope. We back with another video, and we have to talk about this upside down, insane, making no sense job market in America. It's done for. And we have people who can't find jobs, college degrees, nothing is helping, mass layoffs, multiple companies getting laid off because inflation is spiking back up. Insanity is in America, and I'm here to cover it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to keep you guys ears to the street, and let's go ahead and get into this. Let's get it.
Well, there it is, one of the worst jobs reports that we have seen for the U.S. economy in a very, very, very long time, and with downward revisions of the past few months. All of that data that they have been bragging about has been a total lie. This is devastating, folks. Let's dig in. So in July, the United States economy added just 73,000 jobs. That was far below the expectations, and the unemployment rose to 4.2%. I have my doubts about that number as well, folks. May and June payrolls were revised down by 258,000 jobs, painting a very troubling picture for the economy. And the revisions for the past few months were absolutely brutal. As you could see here, May dropped from 144,000 jobs to just 19,000 jobs. June from 147,000 jobs to just 14,000 jobs. And if you take out healthcare jobs from the mix, the U.S. actually lost jobs for 3 straight months, down 53,000 in May, 45,000 in June, and 300 in July. The United States also lost 26,000 manufacturing jobs in May and June, and 11,000 in July. That makes this the worst 3-month stretch for the U.S. economy since COVID in 2020 under Donald Trump. And if you even remove that COVID year of 2020, it's the worst economic report since the Great Recession.
Can't be the only person who feels like this. So I'm 30 years old. I'm unemployed. I've been unemployed for 4 months. I literally can't get a job. I've applied to over 150 jobs. I now have negative $4.41 in my savings account because of the monthly service fee that just hit. I don't know when I'm going to get a job. I feel very lost. This feeling of being unemployed and applying to jobs and retailing your resume, getting rejected, and then seeing the job reposted literally 2 weeks later is demoralizing. And remembering that I am still worthy and I am still valuable has been very difficult. I left my last job because it was destroying my mental and physical health. I liked the job, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I applied to a new job, and I was going to make the most money I was ever supposed to make in my life. And they laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start due to company reorganization. And I haven't been able to find a job since. I don't have a Roth IRA. I don't have any type of investment accounts. I don't know if I'll ever own a house. I am married, but we're both children, to be quite honest with you. I live in an apartment that we can no longer afford because I lost my job, moved down here for the job that laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start. So when you sign a lease, you just can't get out of it like that. That's not how that works.
Now, before I give my thoughts, please comment down below. How many of you guys are in this exact same position or know somebody in this exact same position? We were told through a young age, if we follow this trajectory, we'll be okay. We'll go to school, get a high degree, we'll be able to go ahead and get a nice job, we'll get married, and we'll buy a home. We got the American dream, and we're all set. Sold that lie. To only find ourselves in our mid-30s or going into our 40s with no assets, negative in a balance in our account. We don't know how we're surviving or how we're going to eat, and we can't find no job even with our high degrees.
Honestly, why are people even getting degrees and going into debt nowadays when we can't even get the most basic level jobs? I just saw this TikTok and it was like, do you need a master's degree to be a receptionist because no one's hiring? Because nowadays people will apply to the most mundane jobs, if not with a master's degree, and still get denied because you're not what they're looking for. You're telling me I can't answer a fucking phone? People always ask why I went to law school, and it's like, the job market is so ass, bro. I applied to so many jobs. I applied to fucking Twin Peaks.
I just got my first job offer, and I'm so grateful that I've chosen computer science as my degree now. This is what it says. Hi, Calvin. Your background in software and design could be a great asset in a fast-paced environment. Chipotle is looking for
Now, because this is so real and a lot of Americans are feeling this, please let me know, comment down below, what are you doing? If you have student loan debt, $100,000+ in debt, and you can't even get a basic job or you can't fund to pay off that debt, and the government is knocking, saying, we're going to get our money. We are absolutely going to get our money. It brings so much anxiety and so much pressure and so much stress. Everybody needs a job. However, inflation is increasing, and that's going to crush businesses, and they're going to have to make cuts. And so more and more people getting laid off, which will lead into mass layoffs.
I got a random meeting on my calendar. I feel like, and there's a bunch of them on this other lady's calendar. I hope I'm not getting fired. I will die. Someone else is in there. I'm getting fired. Oh my God, I'm getting fired. Hello.
Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I asked, who I think you know, to join us for this call. She is our HR representative. We've got some updates we'd like to share with you this morning.
Okay.
So as you know, we have been working with to help us identify the best way forward for this last period of time. And while we originally believed that we would be integrating with, we've instead determined that it was best for us to refocus the agency to an independent agency. And in doing so, we've initiated a buyback of it. Unfortunately, as you may know, the lack of growth and the decline in our client revenue has negatively impacted our business beyond what we can sustain. And it's forced us to make what are very difficult decisions to eliminate roles within the agency. And this includes the elimination of your role, making today your last day. Please know that it was a very difficult decision. You may meaningful important contributions to the last couple of years, and we have the utmost respect and gratitude for what you've done and what you've given. At this point, what I will do is I'll turn it over to you so she can take you through some of the next steps.
Email will be hanging up shortly. And once you get the chance to review and look everything over, please let me know, and I'm happy to answer any and all questions you may have.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather. I wish you the best.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Bye.
I'm waiting for them to let me into the meeting room. I'm pretty sure I'm getting laid off today. There are 3 other people that are supposed to be on the call with me and the CMO.
Everyone knows, we've been dealing with some pretty drastic changes in the business. As most of you saw, and I'm sure heard yesterday, we had to, shut down the teleservices division of the business, which was over, 800 people impacted by that change. And so that's a really drastic shift in the business. And unfortunately, it requires us to do the same from the corporate perspective. I want to make sure you all understand that this is, a widespread corporate action that's taking place today. Unfortunately, today will be your last day with the organization.
Due to the impact that this ruling has had on the business, it's a big impact, and at this time, we are unable to offer severance to any of the people impacted in this.
Thanks, Joni. I've really enjoyed getting to know all of you, and wish you all, the very best, and I hope we get to talk soon.
Well, that's exactly what happened. It's just sad. It sucks because I really like our CMO, and I don't know, it's just on to bigger and better things, hopefully. So any marketing positions, hit me up.
Now, to get this off my chest, my first thoughts, did you guys see the American flag? Just go back in the video when it was waving in the background while she was getting laid off. It's a sad omen and symbolism of like the new America that we're all in, of no type of safety. As the older generations, the boomers and everybody else, they had pensions, they had retirements, things that could be set up. Nowadays, all that, of course, is gone. It doesn't matter how long you've been with the company or business. America is a business. And when it's no longer profitable or no longer making money, it's going to start cutting. So now the average person is getting affected and getting laid off. But even with all that being said, would you believe me if I said, you know what, I'm gonna make you a little angry. I'm gonna make you a little angry. Let's go ahead and take a look at this, because this is the insanity that's going on in America and on TikTok with trends. Let's get it.
I just quit my job to my boss's face. I told him that the $1,800 a week was not worth it, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. But I've got 6 weeks to figure it out, because that's how much I have left to pay rent.
So I just logged off work, my corporate job, very stable paying, very fine, ordinary, but I want to quit. Every part of me wants to quit, and no part of this job feels fulfilling to me at all. And so I wanted to come on here and ask, for those who have quit their corporate job, how you guys are doing. If you guys have found something that you love, that makes you happy, that makes you money even. For those who have left corporate, please talk to me. I'd love to hear your stories.
Now, please comment down below if $2,000 a week is enough to pay for your life, $8,000 a month if that's enough for you to survive here, and if you would quit that job. Because as we can see, a lot of people are struggling here, and well, I guess you got to be even convinced to even quit your job. I can tell you right now that, man, asking if your life is better after quitting your job, very few people will say yes, especially in this economy. Don't leave that corporate job. I know jobs suck right now. Hold it down until you can transition and have a firm next job. Now, I absolutely want to know your thoughts. Please comment down below how you're feeling about this situation and about these people quitting. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into these mass layoffs. Entire plants being shut down. No exaggeration. Let's get it.
I got to pay bills. I got to pay child support. I got to go to court next week. What I'm supposed to do?
Today we let the employees know at our Emporia, Virginia plywood mill that we are ceasing operations as of today. I've worked here 3.5 years. It's very unsettling. It's very unsettling. Because I have 5 young kids at home. It's very heartfelt, because I feel bad for the city of Emporia. I really do, because it's going to crush Emporia.
It's going to cripple this town. You just lost Boar's Head, you lost GP. You ain't going to be nothing left here.
This a loss for me. And then they shut down Boar's Head. I was just about to start at Boar's Head. They shut Boar's Head down. Now they done shut this place down. What jobs do we have in Emporia?
We want to get these people placed in new jobs as soon as possible. It's very tough for the Emporia area with the Boar's Head plant a while back, and now Georgia Pacific, but we're committed to trying to find those people jobs in and around that area and work to bring companies into that area to pick up some of that job loss.
Now picture this, you're going into work to go ahead and make sure you clock in, get that paycheck, doing what you need to do, just to see everybody around you lining up, and you have HR and people coming in saying that this plant is closed. Everybody, this is your last day, please leave. What are we talking about right now? Then the plant up the street is closed too? This is just the start. I wouldn't be keeping you laced up if I didn't talk about other factors that are causing these mass layoffs to be spreading like this, like wildfire. And I'm talking about not just inflation, but the way we're treating other countries and the way we're getting our supplies through these tariffs. Tariffs are absolutely throwing the market upside down, sideways, everything, because Donald Trump is in office and we always knew he was going to be that wild card that no one knew what they were going to do. He don't even know what he's going to do next. And because of that, there's uncertainty. And when businesses have uncertainty and they know they can't rely on the income of customers coming in, people got to start making these cuts. We got to start laying off these people, because that's our biggest expense is our employees. And that's who gets the axe first. But I gotta keep you laced up on what's going on with these tariffs, because we're always hearing all these different updates and all these things, but they affect you more than you know. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do it.
President Donald Trump sent letters to the leaders of South Korea and Japan, telling them they'll face 25% tariffs come August 1st. 2 hours after those initial letters Monday, he said similar ones had been sent to Malaysia, Kazakhstan, South Africa, Myanmar, and Laos, announcing new tariffs as high as 40%. Later that day, Trump posted 7 more, bringing the total number of letters delivered up to 14, each coming with a threat of even higher rates if leaders retaliate. Why? Trump is particularly frustrated with the U.S. buying more goods from these countries than exporting products to them, and wants new trade deals. But higher rates could mean higher prices for Americans for things like TVs, washing machines, and, of course, cars. World leaders aren't happy about these letters. Japan is one of the US's strongest allies in Asia and said while they'll continue to negotiate, the Japanese government has avoided easy compromises, seeking what we demand and protecting what we must protect.
Do you know why we'll never bring a manufacturer back to America? Manufacturing is gone. It's automated. You think people in China are making things by hand? No, it's by robots now. This is why union is so important. That's why the Communist Party of China, or CPP, whatever you want to call it, they're protecting the people because everything's getting automated in China. Like, there is no manufacturing jobs. It's like saying we're gonna bring farmers back. No, farmers are gone. Like, we're being replaced by robots. It's been going on for decades.
However, if we educate and invest in our people, maybe we'll be creating these robots as opposed to be being replaced by them. Huh? Maybe, huh?
Now, the reason why Trump was really riding on these tariffs was because, again, the campaign, we're going to bring jobs back, manufacturing back, but how are they going to do that? Keep up with the American dollar, people having to get paid an equivalent amount compared to robots that it's all automated. Everything is automated. Where are these humans going to fit in? We're just doing these tariffs, raising these tariffs, taxing all of our allies. Anybody who lined up with us, you getting a letter, you getting a letter, you getting a letter. And it's causing just mass panic and turmoil in our markets and our companies. They're not hiring, they're firing, all these mass layoffs and everything that's going on.
I have a friend who works high up in supply, and by high up, I mean like executive level. And we were on the phone yesterday and I said, hey, since you're in supply, do you think the prices are going to increase as a result of tariffs? And my friend turns the camera around and shows me the spreadsheet for certain goods and says, yes, some of them are about to increase by $90 and shows me the price increase. Some of them are about to increase by $150. On the low end, the lowest one we saw was like $8. But I say that to say, and my friend said, even if something happens with the Trump deal, these prices aren't coming down anytime soon. And I say that to say, y'all, things are about to balloon. Prices are about to balloon and it's going to crash the economy in certain ways. And so I don't ever want people to think that just because the news isn't reporting on it, that everything is hunky-dory, everything is all good. The suppliers are increasing prices, and we all know Americans, they pass it on to the consumer. Americans pay the tariff price. But just be prepared for the price for you to see the price spike this month and then gradually and consistently increase next month. And then
if you're living in the United States, I would start saving as much money as possible and buy some essentials, because starting in August, everything is going to get more expensive. And that's thanks to Donald Trump announcing that his tariffs will finally be kicking in on August 1st. He says he will be imposing tariffs on countries around the world. Trump says that these countries will be paying tariffs to the United States. Unfortunately, that's not how it's going to shake out for the American families and for American consumers. Why? Because all you have to do is look at this with critical thinking skills and realize that if it's going to be more expensive for American companies to import goods into the United States, if it's going to be more expensive for American consumers to buy goods from those companies, then everything is going to become more expensive. That's why Trump has only used these tariffs as a threat to get other nations to do unfair trade deals for their nations that work to Donald Trump's bidding. However, no nations have taken the bait because they see Trump's tariffs as an empty threat. He promised them in the spring. He delayed them to the summer. Now he's delaying them towards the fall. I don't believe he's actually going to stick with this date either, but you should be vigilant because sooner or later, we will start feeling the recessionary effects of Trump's ineptitude and terrible policy for the American middle class.
My man would be blinking a lot. It was a little hard out. Anyway, but besides that, he was talking some real facts. Craziness. If we think that the market and prices and stuff is bad now, if we think we felt inflation now, could you imagine some stuff going up by $100, $150, $90 at the grocery store? at the stores here we go shop at. Now, again, this is only one plant. I haven't even gotten into the other examples here, like UPS. You know, we got to talk about that. UPS, if you can't get your deliveries, your packages, things that everything on this country moves by truck. Let's go ahead and get into it.
We have breaking news right now. UPS has announced that it'll be cutting 20,000 jobs this year because of cost-cutting measures, because of fewer deliveries from Amazon. Layoffs will impact about 4% of its workforce. Now, you want to know why there are fewer deliveries from Amazon? Because people are purchasing less right now because the economy's not as great. And also, there are fewer imports coming into America because of tariffs and higher costs. This move, according to CBS News, is part of UPS's plan to consolidate its facilities and workforce. It'll close about 73 buildings as well by the end of June 2025. But in today's regulatory filing, UPS said, quote, the cuts are in connection with our anticipation of lower volumes from our largest company. And as a result of this consolidation plan, UPS is expected to save more than $3.5 billion in revenue just this year. We'll see what happens next, but know that cost cuts are coming for UPS. Job cuts are coming. Spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for all the news.
Yes, buyouts and layoffs are coming. They're offering $1,800 per year that you work there. That's it. And many of the videos on social media are stating you're worth way more than that. But are you? What's the reality? They're gonna get rid of 22,000 of you. Regardless of what you say, the union is not going to be able to do anything. The layoffs are coming. How's your 10, 20 years of UPS transferable in skill? Worst job market we've had. AI is taking all the jobs. And you want to hold on to, I understand your sweat equity is super high. It's a tough job. But are your skills transferable? That's the only question. And every other position driving like a UPS style job pays nowhere near that. You can see the writing on the wall. Companies prefer profit over people. And when they lost the Amazon contract, the ink wasn't even dry with the contract with the employees when Amazon said, boom, you're done. 50%. Amazon was 50% of UPS.
Yeah, that's crazy to think
deliveries.
How fast things can change with these mass layoffs.
Sad,
and this is just UPS, the most important Amazon delivery. All these people who deliver and these $1,800 buyouts,
they're gonna get rid of
what do you think they're going to do? 22,000 people. We keep on talking about this job sector and how it grew and, oh, it was really good, a good report. The job report was a joke. The job report was a joke. In all reality, it really grew, and the only area that we really grew in jobs was government jobs, which government jobs are costing taxpayers to keep up those employees, which then we're going to start complaining about we're spending too much government money on employees. We're going to start cutting them like Doge. The insanity is real. It's very much real. I just want to keep y'all laced up so you can hear it and understand what is going on. Our jobs are not growing, they're shrinking, and more people are starting to get this pressure and this squeeze. Please take care of yourself. And now I haven't even gotten into talking about knock, knock, we got a package at your door. What am I talking about? Watch this.
It officially happened. I have been personally impacted by the tariffs. I am going on a trip and I wanted to look cute on the trip, so I ordered some clothes, okay? I thought I was all good. I placed the order at the end of March before any of the tariff stuff happened. I ordered it from the UK, not a big deal. Actually, doesn't matter where you order it from, matters where it's made. So I got hit with this hot little bill from FedEx, $372. Of that $372, most of that is coming from one particular item. I ordered this cute little sweater vest. See this picture here? Made in China. So my $58 sweater vest went to almost $200 because of this 125% tariff for Chinese goods, because it was not made in America, it was made in China. These tariffs don't affect the companies. They're just gonna pass the cost on to us. I took economics in college and it's been a while,
But tariffs are bad economic policy, and that's a hill I'll die on. Well, I didn't vote for this. Why do I have to find out?
Y'all, I just got hit by these tariffs and I am pissed off. Straight up. I'm pissed. I ordered an item from Women's Best, and the item was a thing of amino acids for $15.99. I ordered that a month ago. I got it. I started using it. No problem. I went to go check my mail, and I got mail from FedEx. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, this is nothing or whatever. But it said first class. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and open it. I opened it, y'all. And for a $15 item, they're charging me $51 worth of tariffs. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying it. Send it to collections, FedEx. I don't know what to tell you, because what they should have done is that they should have had a prompt or something on the website that let me know, hey, just so you know, there's going to be an additional fee not mentioned here when you make this purchase, and this is what the fee was going to be. If I knew it was going to be $51 for a $15 product, I would have never purchased it. And now I'm like, they should have told me way in advance. Like, they should have told me last month when I purchased the item and got the item. Not a whole month and almost a month and a half later, they're sending me an invoice. Because now I'm like, well, shoot, let me ship it back. Let me go ahead and ship it back. I don't care if it's open. Let me ship it back.
Now, these are just some examples I wanted to go ahead and cover because I have a personal story. I ordered something, actually, and it came through FedEx. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I ordered. It doesn't really matter. And they came to my door, and before they even gave me the package, I didn't get a letter or anything like that. They told me, in order for me to give you this package, you're going to have to give us $30 right now for the tariff fee. I thought this was a joke. I'm like, all right, bro, stop playing with me, get my stuff. I never had a FedEx man tell me, if you don't give me the money, I can't give you your package. I said, well, you must be taking that only way, because I'm not giving you no money at the door. It's some type of scam. But he showed me the letter showing that, yes, this is actually the tariff, the results. We're going to take it back. Let me know, are you paying at the door for your package to get delivered because of these tariffs? This is the world that we living in. Let's go ahead and get into some examples of what you should be doing if you get laid off, because I want to keep y'all laced up and keep y'all prepared. So let's go ahead and get into that.
If I got laid off today, here's exactly what I would do next. From somebody who has worked in hiring for over a decade and somebody who lost 2 jobs last year. First, you hear this all the time, but it is important. Apply for unemployment. Immediately, right now. Come back to the rest of this video later, but go apply for unemployment now. In some states, it takes a really long time to process. Next, I always recommend some type of pause for introspection for yourself. But I know for many of you, you feel like you can't take this time off. I understand, but I would try to take some. Next, of course, assuming you have not done it, is update your resume. I say do this before the next steps because you do want the resume ready to go, but don't just slap something together quick. You're going to be sending it to a lot of people very shortly and you want it to be good. Next, I would optimize my LinkedIn profile and headline based on a lot of tips that are out there. That is because the next step is your LinkedIn post. Do not waste this LinkedIn post. It will probably get more views on your profile than you're used to having. I've linked to the video of exactly sort of how I say to do it, so you can use it as a guideline. But understand that people will see this and look at your profile and you want it to be ready to go and appealing. I would do all of this before contacting anyone or applying to any jobs, because you don't get a second chance at a first impression.
Yeah, you don't get a second chance at a first impression. I want to go ahead and make sure I leave y'all with something that you can take home from all this craziness in this video. Again, like I said, hope in the desert. We're going to keep that hope. Make sure if you do get laid off, apply for that unemployment. Save up some money on the side. Everything is getting crazy right now, guys. Please go ahead and comment down below how you're feeling. What are your thoughts? What are your plans here? How are you preparing for these increases in prices and these mass layoffs? I absolutely want to know. It's your boy Hope, and I'm going to go ahead and catch y'all on the next video.